Okay, so hi everyone. This is our third conference call. It's an important one because it does talk about connecting to Source Creator. And if anything that you guys are going to be learning from any of these teleconference calls, or anything that you might have learned from any of the books that I've written, or anything that you might have learned anywhere, none of it works if you're not connecting to Creator. Okay, it's basically the power that infuses us to be able to do anything, including our own live stream. You know, we are not embodied here or do anything without this power, right? Hey, Todd. So what we're going to do is go into one of the ways that people can get, into connection with Creator. Other people have other methods. That's great. I'm just using the one that works for me, okay? And because it works for me, I can only speak from my own experience, and I could tell you it works, okay? So one of the things that I was mentioning before the call started, and by the way, Happy New Year to everyone, because this is January 2nd, 2016, and we actually made it, all right? So it's what's coming, after this time frame that we are, and the reason we're preparing and accelerating this kind of preparation is to get you to the point where you are all in control. You're all in control of your emotions. You're all in control of your thoughts and your actions, so that we raise our vibration, all right, to the point that then our connection to our Creator is a lot easier. Our connection to those higher realms is a lot easier. We can shine, and therefore we are in that same resonance, in that same frequency as the higher realms, which, of course, everything is possible then. Not only protection, but, abundance, health, everything, okay? So that's where we want to be. That's our transformation right there. So the reason we are on a live call, as opposed to perhaps listening it to afterwards, my suggestion is to try to be on a live call if you can, okay? First of all, it shows initiative on your part. It shows a desire to do that, as opposed to, as an afterthought, oh, yeah, well, I'll get to it later, This is urgency. It has to be something that is critical to you. This is your lifeline, okay, or your spiritual lifeline to those realms where, again, you will be totally unscathed because you are resonating with those frequencies where everything is possible, okay? So if this isn't important to you, I don't know what else would be. I mean, there's nothing else as important as that, because from there comes manifestation of everything. So if you can, definitely make an effort to be on the call. But the reason really is because our efforts, our energies, our light quotient is being added here to the pool today. Our intention is to learn something very, very holy, very sacred, which is our communion, our direct connection with our Creator. And there is nothing more sacred than that, guys. I mean, there's a reason religions supposedly were created. People go to church, they think they're going to get it there. But in reality, they're giving their power to somebody else, telling them, well, how this, communion is supposed to look like, okay? Oh, well, you have the Holy Communion, you take, you do confession, and you do a couple of Hail Marys, whatever that is. It's a lot more than that. It definitely takes effort. And believe me, I know that you'll know when you're making this connection, but your life will change. All right? So the reason, again, that we're in this call together is to experience one another's light and to be in that basking in that light and that desire to connect with communion. And I think that even Jesus said it, when three or more are gathered in my name, I will be there, right, or something like that. Basically, that's, I can have communion with Creator by myself, but when two or three or more are gathered, holy cow, that's just exponential. So please make an effort to make the calls from now on if you can. All right, what else I wanted to talk to you about before we start into this thing? A lot of us are called, okay, to do this work. A lot of us are called into the spiritual path, but not a lot of us make it for obvious reasons, and reasons I don't really maybe want to go into this call. But we really do get majorly distracted and majorly messed with, given disinformation to keep us from, realizing the truth that, our connection was within us all along. And so we're seeking outside of ourselves continuously and giving power to others to give us the supposedly the correct information, because we think that they're graced with, with being, able to do that. They have more spiritual attainment than we do. They're worthier than we are. Or they're found to be worthy from the eyes of our Creator, than we are. So we have all these misconceptions and misperceptions and whatnot, and so we're not taking the responsibility to actually do this connection ourselves. So it really, a lot of us are interested in this. A lot of us are on that path, but not a lot of us really make that direct connection and then do the work that needs to happen once we know, okay, we're divine beings, we have an absolute right to connect with our Creator, and then once we are making that effort, then what else comes after that? Gosh, we have to emulate, right? We have to emulate those beings of light and the righteousness and all those things. We have to be Christed. We have to walk and emulate like a Christed being, and that is hard work. Okay, so that is why I'm saying that a lot of us are called and not a lot of us make it through that eye of the needle. And so I want to make sure that all of us that are on this call are serious enough about this, okay, that we are one of those few individuals that are not only called but actually make it through, because that is truly our graduation. Okay, that is separating the wheat from the chaff. Okay, that's what that is. All right, and we are no longer have the luxury of time. We're in those times already, and and I know a lot of us on this call know this, but those that don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, they're one of those that are just pretty much beyond blind, and we can't help them at this point. There really is no time. What I'm interested in doing is not so much, holding somebody's hand or teaching them the basics if they don't already have it. I'm interested in helping those get through that eye of the needle. Okay, that is what I'm interested in. All of you already have what it takes. Okay, but you might need that extra, maybe that one word or that one exercise or that one thing that would push you through, and that's what my job is at this point. Okay, so I got all that out. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some, like I said, exercises to be able to empathize. First of all, we need to empathize and understand how Creator functions, all right? Not that I know, but I could tell you that I understand that Creator wants to experience its creation in any form that it can, in any way that it can. That's the joy of the Creator, right? So it expresses itself through us. It experiences itself through us, and so that's how it rejoices, especially when we make the choice of doing everything we can to return to it. That is the blessing of itself, okay, how it's blessed. And so I would like for us to take a moment, and this might take, some effort in your part. I don't know if some of you are sitting in a chair. If you have an armchair, that would be great. If you're sitting on a desk or by a piece of furniture, what we're going to do is I would rather for you all, if you can, remove your shoes, and if you have socks, remove your socks. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that, just, a couple of, 1 or 2 minutes to do that. Just remove yourself and sit quietly in your chair so that we're going to start the exercise of experiencing like God would experience us. So what we're trying to do is have empathy, okay, with our Creator, okay? And the reason that a lot of us, unfortunately, in the New Age movement state things like, for example, we are gods, okay? We are God. So basically we don't have to do anything because we're God, or we're goddess, and oh God, and all these things, okay? So in reality, we're an aspect of God. We have all the ingredients of God. We are the thimbleful of ocean particles, but we're not the ocean. Okay? We're a replica. But we need to understand how God expresses itself through us. So if we're sitting comfortably in a chair and we have our feet on the floor, where our toes are loose now, because they're not confined by any shoes or socks or anything, they're loose, they're feeling the ground. We have our arms, if we don't have like an armchair or something like that, we can put our hands either on top of a desk or on top of a piece of furniture, and maybe there's other things on top of that desk or that I would like you to start feeling. So I would love for you to close your eyes and no longer put your attention on yourself or your head, but put your attention on your extremities. And I'm talking about your two arms, your legs, and then beyond that, the extremities of those, which would be your fingers or your toes. So I would like for you to start using your fingers on your left hand and explore the surface that is directly beneath those fingers. So what is it? Is it the arm of the chair? Is it a desk? Okay, what is it? Is it a desk? Is it a book? Is it a piece of paper? And just start feeling it, okay? What does it feel like? Is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it, lukewarm? What is it? What are you experiencing? And do the same thing now with your right hand. If you were doing it with your left hand, do it the same thing with your right hand, exploring with those fingers. What is it feeling? Is it feeling maybe the cord of a lamp? Is it feeling a pencil? And experience that. Now, if you can take the same left hand, let's say, and if there's other things that are on that desk or on the maybe it's the armchair, but if you can keep exploring with the fingers, where some fingers are experiencing one material or one surface, and then maybe two or three of the other ones are exploring another one, do that. So you have different sensations with those fingers on the same hand. Okay, you should be experiencing different textures and different things with the different fingers. And you do the same thing with your right hand. Maybe you'll pick up other things, other textures, other surfaces, other temperatures. Each one is recording to you. Now, you're no longer in your head. Now, you're just experiencing this. And now you're going to do the same thing with your feet. You're going to, one foot, maybe your left foot, is going to now let your toes feel the floor. Is the floor rough? Is it a rug? What kind of rug? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Is it a wooden floor? Do you feel dust particles? Okay, just explore with your toes and do the same thing with your right toe. You might be having the same exact experience, but maybe you can put your some toes on the actual leg of the chair and get a different experience there. At the same time, you haven't stopped using your fingers. Okay, now each one of these extremities represents maybe one of us in humanity. Each one is having our own experience. Now, does that mean that the one that's having the experience on the right side is the wrong experience? No, it's just that particular being's experience or that particular extremity's experience doesn't take away from the experience that the other leg is having with other extremities. But all of these experiences are real, and they're all coming back to you. You being an expression of Creator. But let's make believe that you are Creator. So all these extremities being all these different creations are reporting back to you, the Creator. This is how the Creator experiences its creations, by being the creation, experiencing itself through its creations. Each one of these expressions are real. And it's all reporting back to the Creator, and this is how it rejoices, how it knows about its creation. And the joy is when all this information comes back to itself, and all of it returns to itself. And then it's whole. Not that it isn't whole now, but it's all the conglomerate of all these expressions and experiences, and how it basically becomes whole by knowing that it's the creation's desire through choice to come back to itself. All right. So this is basically just to give you an idea of what this must be like for a creation, for a creator who's created a creation, and then everything that is in that creation, how it experiences itself as well. All right. We're going to move into a continuation of what we did last week. We were talking about raising vibration because we're trying to emulate that vibration that is the closest to Creator so that we can return home. Because that is we're trying to, be able to, in order to do that, trying to get back to the bosom of Creator, we need to definitely resonate with that same vibration of love. And in order to do that, we need to do certain steps to be able to get ourselves out of the muck that we experience pretty much on a daily basis, most of us, into something that is more divine, more holy. And it takes effort. So one of the things that I was giving you all was the ability to obviously be very vigilant. We need to be very vigilant. That is our task. And it's not an easy one, but we have to catch ourselves, and it takes a lot of practice. And that's why it's very important that you guys write down on a daily basis, keep a journal or a log of how many times you're missing the mark with that, how many times you catch yourself being angry or using, emotions that are, of a lower vibration as opposed to maybe being neutral or as opposed to being more loving. You can catch yourself and then correct it immediately. Or if you don't catch it immediately, just revise what happened during the day, and then the next day say to yourself, I'm going to be this way now. I'm going to be the opposite. We have to constantly be on top of that, because this is what is going to make us more Christ-like. Okay? So the vigilance of our emotions, our thoughts, our actions, it all feeds onto itself. And then what we put into our bodies, which our bodies are holy as well. This is our temple. This is what houses our soul. This is how we are basically going to glorify our Creator, and how we are able to make changes not only for ourselves but in the world at large. So if we don't take care of this temple, if we are feeling ill because we're putting in the wrong food and the wrong thoughts, and then our thoughts, of course, will pollute it will create frequencies that are lower that eventually pollute the water particles and molecules and the DNA and everything in our bodies. The majority of our bodies are made up of water. So when we're polluting that, and then the water in our cells and our membranes of the cells are atrophied, and they do not communicate properly, and therefore they do not reproduce properly. Therefore our organs are not working correctly. Therefore we start creating illnesses, etc. And when we create this type of illness or disease or health issues, we cannot, do any of the other things. I think positively, have correct emotions, none of it. We're grumpy. We're in a bad mood. We're feeling terrible. And that feeds off of everything, and it's there by design. At the same time, it's not only there by design because the dark forces are trying to pull us to their side, right, to feed off our negativity, but at the same time, it's by design that all these things, you have to jump even higher hurdles, higher hoops there to be able to accomplish the vibration that you need. So you're at a very low vibration. Now you've got to do extra curricular activities to get yourself to the right emotional level, to the right thought level, so that your vibration is correct, so that you are communicating with those higher realms that eventually will pull you out of the situation that you're in. So the better that you can keep yourself in a neutral position and in health, then the easier it is to be able to communicate with Source Creator in all those realms that are, of course, where there's no death, where there's no health issues, where there's no drama, all those things where there's really perfection. It really is perfection, and I know you guys know that. All I'm doing is just re-reminding you all of what you already know. And none of this stuff is mine, okay? You know this. I'm just re-reminding you again, okay? So, the frequencies that we need to be surrounded with continuously they have to be of the higher vibrational type. And so what I do is, in order to start communing with Creator, I start with playing high vibrational music, high frequency music continuously. And I'm playing it again, like as you all know, throughout the day. But if I'm going to go into that particular sacred space where I'm going to be communicating, I'm definitely playing in that space where I'm in. So because the sound becomes form, through, as we know, through kymatics, that you can check it out. We want to be able to do that so that our vibration, our cells are dancing, our water molecules are dancing. So when we attempt to make that communication with Creator, it's just so much easier. Okay, so that's why I'm playing high vibrational music continuously. Then the other thing I do is I will do toning. Okay, so that not only am I listening to high vibrational type of music, I'm actually producing it with my own physicality, with my own vocal cords. Okay, and so we're going to do another exercise, which of course I hope you guys are muted because you're going to be doing this on your end, and we're going to just like blow away the phone, I guess. I don't know. So definitely mute yourselves, and so that we can, and that's a *6. And if you want to unmute yourself, it will be *6 again. What we're going to do is I'm going to, and contrary to belief, and contrary to, unfortunately, the truth movement, which has been highly infiltrated, what a convenient thing to do, that chakras are bad. The chakras have been actually, it's engineered by the dark side to manipulate you. That is absolutely incorrect information. And Tom, thank you very much for answering that last post about that. Appreciate that. Can they be taken over and manipulated by the dark forces? Yes, everything can be. Okay, that's why we need to protect ourselves, and we're working towards those tools. So in order for those tools to work, we need to know how to do A, B, C, D, E, and F, whatever, first. We need to master those before we can actually learn how to protect ourselves, how to manifest, how to heal ourselves, all those things. You know, a lot of us can heal without having to do that, but we're connecting, you know, we already know what to do. We've been doing it for a long time, but all of this takes practice. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to practice toning so that we can feel what that vibration feels like in our chakras. Okay? So if anybody, the other thing I wanted to say to you all, if you all happen to have a copy of Getting Back to Source, I happen to be on, I think it's page 56 of the book, where we're going to actually go and intone certain sounds that we will be able to feel in our chakras. So the first one we're going to work on is the root chakra, okay, and we're going to be using the tone or the sound of from umbrella. So let's just start saying and let's sustain it for a little bit so that we can feel where it's actually affecting. Okay? Here we go. Did you all feel that? If you all did it right, you should have felt it in your root chakra. Right? It's the base, right there at the base. We're going to work on the sacral now. Yeah, and if you guys can mute your phones, that would be great. And I'll be *6. Okay, Todd got dropped. Okay, no problem. All right, Todd, did you hear the first intonation for the root chakra? We did the for umbrella, Okay. So if you mute yourself real quick and just do and try to see if you can feel it in your root chakra. Okay, and what we're going to try to do is try to hold that prolonged, like a sustained So it's like, take a deep breath and go, until you run out of breath. Okay? The other thing is try to mute yourself at *6, and then to unmute yourself at *6 again later if you need to ask a question later on. Then we're going to work on the sacral. The sacral, you can feel it by saying ooh, like in shoe. Okay? So let's all mute ourselves. Make sure you're on *6. Don't do it again if you had already muted yourself then and you'll. So we're going to take a deep breath, and go, ooh. Okay, hold on a second. Did I mention any? No, Tom, I'm not going to go into chakras, actually. Tom is asking if I'm going to go and mention each chakra has its own particular frequency and sound. It does. It also has color associated with it. I'm not here to teach you about chakras. That you can learn on your own. The reason I'm going through this exercise is because I want you to understand the importance of sound, okay? And because one of the exercises that we're going to be using, which is extremely important, that exercise is a must. We're going to be learning the difference of how to be in our head as opposed to being in our heart, and all of this is going to fall into place. So, but I was, there are plenty of books and places where you can find about chakras. I'm not going to be discussing them, okay, because that's not my teaching or anything like that. But Tom, you know what? If you, I suggest, because I know you know about chakras. If you're interested, maybe do a post about that. Excellent, thank you. All right, so sacral chakra, the ooh. Take a deep breath. Ooh. Hey, did you all feel that? Okay. Yeah, somebody has a phone on. Okay, cool. All right, solar plexus. And this is a major one, the solar plexus, because, boy, that's where we get, stuck with our emotions and stuff like that. That's a major one. I really want you to feel it, okay? So this is going to be O, like window, okay? Take a deep breath. Feel it? Right in the solar plexus. Okay, and we're moving up. And I really want you to pay attention to the heart chakra. That's what we're going to do now. Okay, we're going to say ah, like stigma, ah, okay? I want you to feel that heart chakra, okay? Take a deep breath. Let it all out. Did you guys feel that heart chakra? I hope you did. Because that thing was like, oh my goodness, I could feel it. It's big time. So remember, the heart chakra is going to be ah. And if you need to refer this again, it's on page 56 on getting back to source. Okay? I strongly suggest you keep doing it and practicing because it's going to help you based on the exercise we're going to be doing so that we can connect to source. Okay? The next one is the throat chakra. This is another one that we're going to be using for the exercise. In the throat chakra, we're going to say eh, like met, eh. Okay? So take a deep breath. Wasn't that first one like ah? No, it's not. It isn't. This is going to be the throat chakra is going to be saying like eh, not ah. The heart chakra was ah. This one's eh, and you'll feel the difference. Okay, take a deep breath and say eh. You should have heard or felt that in your throat, not your heart, if you did it right. Okay? The next one is the third eye. And this one is going to be E, like C. E. What was the first one? The first one was the root chakra, Todd, and that one was like umbrella. Okay, third eye is E, like C. Take a deep breath. You can't no more. You should have felt it between your eyes there, right in the middle, or in your forehead, but right between your eyes. The next one is the crown chakra. There's two ways of doing that. One is the really high, long, high-pitched E. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use an M, low hum. Okay? So it's double M, like a hum. Take a deep breath. Hope you all felt that on the top of your head. Okay, did we all get that? Hopefully. Okay, Todd, no problem. I know you got dropped. This is unfortunately the nature of this type of platform that we're using. I don't know which ones would be better. That would be a continuous 2 hours, but we'll just play along with this. If you get dropped, please call back. When you get back on the call, I mean, actually, at some point in the future, you can re-listen to the call and everything will be there. I gotcha. You're in a weak signal area. Okay, I understand. I appreciate you being on the call. Okay, I know you're making an effort, and that's definitely listen again. Okay, so again, the reason we're doing these is because we're going to be using these frequencies to be able to allow us to understand how to connect to Creator. Okay, so communion with Creator. The first thing that has to happen is there has to be an intense desire to connect. Okay, it's a choice. Okay, so you might have the desire, but you've got to make the choice to actually do so. So you've got to make the choice of making time for this. You got to have the choice of finding a space that you would call a sacred space for that communion. Whether it's a little area in your house or a room in your house, whatever that space looks like for you, that will be your sacred space. If you feel like creating sacred space includes burning incense, then do so. If it includes lighting a candle or two, then do so. Definitely creating space. Yes, definitely. I'm going to get to definitely prayer to God, meditation, definitely. Meditation is listening to God, absolutely. So we're going to discuss all this about meditation and what's the difference between meditation and prayer. Thank you, Tom. So creating that space for you and playing that high frequency music is also creates that space, that sacred space for you. Okay, so all of this is a choice. So once you make that choice, then everything becomes easier for you. So it's okay. Now I'm going to do this. Every day I'm going to do this at this time. It becomes your time and your communion with your Creator. I do suggest you do it often. Okay, really. And then at some point, then you're doing the communion continuously. It's going to be constant communion. And one of the ways that I do it, if I'm driving or if I'm, maybe in Walmart or shopping somewhere, is I'm continuously, yes, worship music is high frequency, yes, absolutely, definitely. I'm constantly the communion with my Creator is using the Kadosh mantra. That is my link directly to the higher realms when I am not in my sacred space. So I create my sacred space wherever I am. So my vehicle, my vessel, my body is my sacred space. Okay? So I use my thoughts when I can't. If I'm shopping in a supermarket, I'm definitely not doing the Kadosh out loud. I'm doing it in my head. I'm doing it in my mind. So it replaces my thoughts. Okay? So definitely that's the way that I do that. The other thing is after you make the choice to make this communion with your Creator, and you just actually set apart a sacred area for yourself, then you come into it with an attitude of surrender. Okay, so there's no agenda. other than what your agenda is. Basically, okay, I'm going to have a communication with my Creator. But you come in with surrender, not expecting anything. So you come in with no preconceived ideas. You come in letting go of any beliefs that you might have or any new acquired information that is not directly from source. If your information is not directly from source, let it go for now. Okay? If you're coming in empty. You have no attachments, and there's no expectation of an outcome. Okay? So you're pretty much a blank slate, waiting to be communicated with and waiting to be written on. Okay? So you come in with a lot of humility. So if I'm starting to hear my phone, bear with me. Yeah, I have low battery, so I'm changing right now. Okay. Can you hear me all? Can you all hear me? Hello? Hello?
Can hear you.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Just want to make sure.
We can hear you.
All right, good. Okay, so we come in not only in with an attitude of humility and meekness, we come in with awe. And it's that awe of a little child, you know, when maybe you saw Santa Claus for the first time, it's like, oh, wow, oh my God, wow, is that wow, awe. It's really a very innocent awe, okay, because you're going to communicate with the all that is, okay. So it's that childlike awe, okay. That's what that looks like, what that feels like, okay. And again, you come in as an empty vessel, completely an open, empty vessel. Nothing in there, no preconceived ideas, no notions about anything, no old beliefs of how this is supposed to look like, because you don't know what it's supposed to look like. Each one of us will have our own personal experiences. My experience with Creator is not the same as yours. It may not be the same because my needs are going to be different. What I need to hear, what I need to know, what I need to learn, it will be different. So it's all based on what you need. Okay? So, and you come in with reverence, okay, an attitude of reverence. And then when you come in with that attitude of everything I just said, now you're ready to enter that stillness. So you're going to be entering the stillness from your heart space. So now we're going to do the exercise of how to experience Creator in your heart. And don't expect to see something in a throne or anything like that, because that's really, Creator's not in a throne unless that's the way you're envisioning Creator. But Creator really does. Remember, Creator, the all that is, that force that created all the demiurges and demigods and all the extraterrestrials and all the worlds within worlds and multiverses, that Creator is nameless, shapeless, genderless, ageless, beginningless, and endless. Okay? So, and to answer your question, Todd, yes. He's asking if speaking in tongues is another way to do that. Yes. And I'll go into that. Remind me, okay? I'll go into that, explore that later with you. And so for the benefit of everyone. So we're going to experience that stillness. So what I would like you to do is, in the same way that you did the exercise for experiencing God with your extremities, I would like you to go into, basically just go into your head, experience your being in your head for a moment. So make believe that you are a little point of light. Well, let's go before that. Let's make believe that you are in an elevator, okay? And you are maybe on the penthouse on the very top floor, and you're inside the elevator. And the elevator has basically it's all transparent. It's all glass. So you're going to start coming down from that penthouse, and you're going to start going to, let's say the next floor down would be floor 11. Okay, and you're going to start going down and seeing, as you're going down, you're going to start seeing that the floor for the penthouse is moving above you. and you're coming down, and you're going to see maybe the 12th floor. Okay, the floor right beneath the penthouse would be the 12th floor. So you're approaching the 12th floor, and you see it. You see the actual coming in between floors. You see it. It stops at the 12th floor. Now, you know that the penthouse is right above you. Now it's going to keep going, and you're going to go down, and you're going to be moving downwards, so that now the 12th floor is coming above you, and now you're moving and approaching the 11th floor. So as you keep going down, and you do it again, the 10th floor is coming, so you keep going down. Now the 11th floor is above you. It's coming up, 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 up. It's above your head. Now you've reached the 10th floor. Okay. So this exercise is about your perspective, your focus, where you're looking at. Okay. So you're going to make believe now that you are maybe a point of light. Okay. And now that point of light is now, I need you to close your eyes to be able to do this. You're a point of light inside your head. Now, where is this place in your head? This place is right in the middle where your pineal gland will be, okay? And it's between your two eyes, so it's above your head where the third eye would be, in the center between your ears. So it's right in there. So I would like you to see the world through those eyes, assuming that you were in an elevator inside your head. What does that feel like? Okay, so you're facing forward so that when you're looking out from that perspective, you're feeling the bones in your head. You're feeling your skull. You can actually experience that. So now we're going to make believe like we were the elevator, and we're going to go down to another floor. Watching it as you're going down, you're going to go down to your throat area. Okay, so now you're experiencing that hardness in your head. You're going to be going down now, taking a trip down to that throat area, which is going to feel different. It's going to feel soft, a little softer than the head. Then on the way down, you're going to pass your eyes. You're going to see your eyes because you're going down that elevator with your little point of light that is you. So I want you to go down and start seeing, you're passing your eyes. And keep going down through that elevator, and you're going to pass your nose. You're going to see your nose now. Keep going down. You're going to see your mouth and your teeth, as you can see it through those eyes. And you're going to keep coming down. You're going to go past, maybe if you're a man, you're going to see your Adam's apple, and you're going to feel your throat. You're going to land right there at the throat. You're seeing the world now through your throat. What does that feel like? It should be softer tissue, softer material. So you see the world through the throat. Now we're going to come back up. We're going to go back to the head, but we're going to go past all these different areas in your head. We're going to go back up. We're going to maybe pass. We're going to see the chin, and now we're going up. We'll see the mouth and the teeth and the tongue. You can experience that for a little bit. We're going to go back up. Feel the nose. The nose is kind of hard there a little bit. Some soft tissue, some hard bone. We're going to keep going up. You see it through the eyes, and we're going to go right back up where we were, right in the middle of our head, and experience that there's a skull there. There's bone there. There's hardness there. Okay? So I'm going to do this one more time so that we can experience this, but we're going to not just land on the throat area. We're going to continue down to the heart. When you go to the heart, it's going to be soft tissue. I want you to go into the heart and actually be in the heart, go through the membrane of the heart and be inside the heart, feeling it, just contract, and feel the contractions of your heart, and feel the muscle, that material, but it's soft material as opposed to the head. Okay, I want you to stay in there for a little bit. So we're in our head, and we're going to take that elevator down with that pinpoint of light that is you now, and start coming down. So we're going to see the eyes now. We're going to see the world through your eyes. We're going to pass the eyes. Okay, keep coming down. Be in the nose. So see the world through the nose. Okay, now put our attention. We're going to keep going down and see the mouth, so where we see our teeth, our lips, we see our tongue. See the world through that. Okay, now see it from the perspective of your chin. You're going down now, and you feel the chin. You are the chin. See, that's the thing. You're not seeing the chin. You are the chin. You're feeling it. It's soft tissue, and there's also bone there. Okay, so keep going down. Now you're going to be in the throat area. See the world as if you were the throat. Now keep coming down, and you're going to start experiencing that you come into this membrane, and you're going to go through that membrane, and you're going to be in the heart. You're going to actually hear the heart, feel the heart as it contracts, and you're in that soft tissue of the heart. Try to get into the middle of the heart, where you're in the middle of all this action. You are that right there. Experience that. Okay, so now I want you to come back up. You're going to go into the throat. So you're going back up into that elevator, and you're going to go into the throat. Look at the world through there. Experience that throat as if you are the throat. Keep going up. Be the chin. Go up. Be the mouth and the teeth and the tongue. Go back up, and now you're the nose. Go back up, and you're in the eyes. And now go back up, and you're in the middle of your head. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make that elevator ride now. We're actually going to start from the throat. Okay, so here's what I want you to do before we do that. I want you to understand the difference between how it feels again, being in your head, as opposed to being in your throat, as opposed to being in your heart. And those are the sounds that we made a little bit ago. Okay, so we're going to be in our head right now. So we're in our head. We're the pinpoint of light in the head. We're going to start from there. And how do we know we're in our head? We're going to feel it. So we're going to do the sound, that double M, hum, low hum. I'm going to take a deep breath. Make sure you're muted. Okay, that's the head. That's the experience from the head. And you can feel the vibration on your skull. That's what that feels like. Okay, we're going to go down in that elevator and bypass. It's going to be an express elevator. We're going to bypass all the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the chin. It's going to go directly to the throat. Okay, we know we're in the throat because we're going to feel it. And it's going to be the in met, E-H, in met. So we can take a deep breath. Okay, should feel different. It's soft tissue there. Okay, now we're going to take the express elevator again, go into the heart, passing the membrane, and going directly into the middle of the heart with the muscle. I'm going to experience what the heart feels like. Take a deep breath, and we're going to say the ah. Ah, A-H, ah, a stigma. Take a deep breath. Okay. So now you're in the heart. I want you to feel and experience you being in the heart, that you are the heart. You're seeing everything around you. Okay, you're seeing the arteries and the contractions of the heart muscle going in and out. You hear the blood going, squishing. Okay? You are the heart. Okay. So now we're going to go right back to the throat again. Just go up the elevator and be that throat. Now we're going to watch the heart. This is one way to enter what we call the sacred space of your heart, which is where it's basically your connection to Creator. Okay? Because it's not really the muscle. It's an area in there that is connected directly to the heart of Creator Himself. Okay? So what we're going to do is picture ourselves as we're coming down from the throat, seeing the heart. As we're approaching from the elevator, we're approaching it, and we're going to see this field like a toroid, okay, toroidal field. This is a torus. As you know, the energetic electromagnetic pulse of the heart, it gives that electromagnetic field. And I would like you to picture that what you're looking at when you're approaching the heart is a vortex. And make believe that instead of a little pinpoint of light now, you're a leaf. Okay, you're falling down from your throat, coming down, falling down, and you're approaching this vortex, which is going in either counterclockwise or clockwise. It doesn't matter. Just pick one direction and fall on it as if it was a whirlpool. Like you're in a lake, and all of a sudden you're floating. You're a leaf that just fell on this lake, and there's a whirlpool, and you're just going around and around. And of course, the outer area of that whirlpool is going to be slower. Okay, but then as you coming into that middle area, the actual little whirlpool vortex, you're going to start going faster and faster until you fall inside. Okay, so you're coming again. Here's the way it goes. You're in the throat. So I want you to be in your throat, seeing the world through your eyes as if you were the throat. You're taking that elevator. Now you're not a pinpoint of light, but you're a little leaf. You're coming down, and now you're coming down and approaching the heart. You're coming down and seeing the heart as you're approaching it, and it's a vortex. It's a whirlpool. You fall, okay, on top of this whirlpool, and now you're going around and around and around until you go close. It goes faster and faster as you're getting closer to that center part, and now you fall in. Now you're falling, and you're falling in, and you're actually seeing you being the leaf, going deeper and deeper and deeper into the heart area, because that's where you're going into the center of your heart. And all of a sudden, there's going to be no turmoil anymore. You're going to fall into a space where it's just stillness. Feel that stillness when you do that. There's nothing there but just silence. That's your sacred spot. That's the center of your heart. That's your connection directly to Creator. So we're going to do this again. I'm going to show you how that feels. Again, go back to your throat. Now you're your throat. You're going to start coming down that elevator as if you were a leaf. And you're seeing what's approaching you right now is your heart, but it's a whirlpool. So in order to enter the center of the heart, you're going to fall on top of this whirlpool that's going around. Now you're going around and around real slow, and then you get speeds up as you're getting closer to the center of that vortex. You go speeding up, and now you're in it. Now you're seeing everything. You're going around and around and falling, going around and all around. Keep getting deeper and deeper into that heart space, and all of a sudden, there's no more spinning because you're in. And it's all silence and peace. And you're there. Now I want you to go into a more even special space, which is a very, very tiny spot within that space that you just entered. There's this little tiny spot that you're not going to find. You're going to find it with your intuition. And you'll know when you're there because it'll click, and you'll have this moment. Little tiny spot, which is the Holy of Holies, is in that place that you're in right now. I want you to feel it, feel for it, and you'll have that I'm home moment. When you find it, go through it. Go through it and be in it and bask in it. That's home. That is the Holy of Holies, your direct connection to Creator. From there, you might have experiences like seeing masters, ascended masters. You might see archangels. You might see galaxies, nebulae, universes, births of stars. You who knows what other experiences you might have, or you may see nothing. And it doesn't matter because there is no expectation. You are basking with your Creator. And because you're an empty vessel, waiting to be filled, you just allow. Allow for the experience to unfold. Just be in that moment. How long you stay in that moment is up to you. At the beginning, I would suggest not any more than 20 minutes and then coming out of it. And many of us don't want to come out of it. Like I'm talking to you right now, and I'm in that same space. So I'm in two places at one time. I'm in my physical body using my vocal cords, using my intellect to be able to communicate with you. At the same time, I'm in the Holy of Holies, conversing with Creator. Because we can do that. And I don't want to leave. So from this point that we're there, I'm going to continue with the exercise. I want you to focus for that place, again, in where your third eye is. Go inside your head, right between where your ears are. And that would be where your pineal gland might be. You're going to go ahead and pay attention to a high-pitched sound that is probably coming from both ears. Or you think you're listening to it with your ears. You're not. This is not a sound that is heard with your ears. And pay attention to that sound that is coming especially from your right ear, that direction. It should be very high-pitched, very fine, very, very difficult to hear, as a lot of us might think it's tinnitus, and it's not tinnitus. So not only are you in that space of the Holy of Holies, you're now listening to the sound current, the pulse of God. This is what animates us. This frequency, this vibration is what creates multiverses. And this is how you know that this Creator dwells within you. And it could sound like high-pitched whistles. It could sound like an ocean current, like crickets. It could sound like bells, or gongs, or waves, or flutes, or bees, maybe even the flutter of a hummingbird. And when you find one sound, just pay attention to it, focus on that, and go with it. Just listen to that one sound, because you might hear several sounds. Just find one, and just stay with it. And then it becomes another sound, and another sound. And this is Creator. And this is all true, guys. It's not a story in a Bible or any holy book. This is for real. This is your communion with your Creator. And from here, by coming in with that attitude of being humble, of meekness, of awe, of reverence, allowing, being an empty vessel, surrender, You will receive all the information you need, all the healing you need, all the wisdom you need, all the guidance you need. You don't have to go to internet, YouTube, blog posts, anything to get information that has been perhaps hijacked, perhaps distorted, misguided, only to prevent you from obtaining this experience that you are having now. This is your gift. This is your right. This is your inheritance because you are divine. Okay. So I'm going to put this all together for you. We're going to start with using our imagination and our visualization to be able to get into that space of being in the Holy of Holies. So we have to imagine ourselves being a little focus, a little pinpoint of light, starting with our head, being in our head and experiencing the world through there, and then experiencing through your eyes, through the nose, through the mouth, through your chin, through your throat, all the way down to your heart. Eventually, you don't have to do all of that. I just want you to experience what it feels like to be in the heart as opposed to in the head. Then you're going to go and fall, as if you were a leaf, surrender, fall. You're a little leaf, and just fall into your heart, into the center area of your heart, till you find that space where there's just pure stillness. There's no commotion. There's no turmoil. There's no going around in that vortex. You just fall into that abyss, which is your center of your heart. And it's peace and quiet and stillness. And then from there, you're going to use your intuition to find that little tiny spot, which is the Holy of Holies. And find it. And when you feel it, you'll know it, because it'll feel like that you just took a deep breath. It's like, and you exhale, I'm home. You'll know it. And then from there, go into it, go through it. And now you're in the expanse of all possibilities of Creator. You're in it. And from there, whatever needs to be shown to you will be shown to you. Whatever you need to experience, you will experience. Whatever you need to learn or hear or understand will be given to you. Does it come in a form of somebody speaking to you? It might, but it usually doesn't. And you may not get anything until maybe a week from then, or a month from then, when you need to know something and all of a sudden you know it. And how did you know that? I didn't read that. Nobody told me that. Because you just know, because you got the information directly from source. And this is how you know, and how you learn to discern, which will be another phone call, maybe the following phone call of how to discern, and what's the difference between belief and knowing. That'll be our next call. But you've got to be able to experience Creator in order to be able to differentiate everything else. So imagination and visualization is very important so that you can do this. You need to play high-frequency music to make your vibration go higher, to help you, So along with the fact that you're being very mindful of your thoughts and your emotions and your actions, you're being mindful of what kind of things you're feeding yourself so that it can nourish yourself, you're being mindful of drinking water and all the things that we talked about last week. You're allowing the frequency to elevate you as well of playing high-frequency music. Then we're going to find a quiet spot, make a sacred space from that, and we're going to pray as well. Prayer is very important. Prayer is your communication. You're communicating with Creator. You're setting the intention of what you want to accomplish with this. And then you quiet your mind, and you're going to go into this meditation mode. So you're going to be ready to receive guidance, receive from the Creator, whatever it wants to give you, whether it's communication, whether it's an idea, whether it's inspiration, whether it's a healing, whatever it is, you're ready to receive. And we're going to enter the Holy of Holies by doing the exercise that we just did. And then you're going to, you find that sacred space in your heart, which is in the center of your heart, and then in that sacred space you will find the Holy of Holies, which is you'll know when you're there because you feel like I'm home and you don't want to leave. And then you're going to listen to the sound current, also known as the audible life stream, or the pulse of God, by visualizing that little point in between, where your third eye is, inside your head, between both ears. You're going to be listening to a very, very fine, hardly audible pitch that could sound like a whistle, could sound like flutes, could sound like bells, and just pick one of those sounds and just stay on it. Just listen to it. It will morph into other sounds, and just follow that one. And then usually pay attention to the ones that come from your right ear. And when you get there and you start listening to the sound current and you're in that Holy of Holies, just sit quiet in contemplation and reverence and in gratitude. Gratitude for the experience, gratitude that you're one with Creator at that moment. Just allow the experience to unfold. And again, you should maybe have visions. You could have visions, you will have inspiration, you'll have that knowing. Things that you didn't know before will be unfolded, will be given to you. So just allow it to happen. And detach from the outcome or expectation of an outcome. There is no right way of what communication should be given to you, how it should look like. It's an individual experience. Does that make sense to you all? One of the things that I use for prayer, I will do a prayer for you right now, and I'm going to show you how I do prayer. I don't come from a position of weakness. I come from a position of empowerment. I come from a position of gratitude. And the prayer that I use, and I will, there will be variations of it on page 148 of Getting Back to Source, will sound something like this. Beloved Creator of all that is, I place myself in humble service to you and to all your creations. I ask for your nurturing, divine protection, and for you to guide my path so that I do not falter, so that I can recognize that which comes directly from you, and so that I can find my way back to you. I ask for the removal of anything that is impeding my journey back to you. I ask that anything that causes me hardship, for you to soften. Anything that weighs me down, for you to make lighter. Anything that is creating discord, for you to infuse with your love. I stand before thee in awe and gratitude for allowing me to experience this world and the likeness of you in everything herein. I give thanks for my life, for my experiences, for my well-being, for my shielding, and for my direct connection to you. May anything that does not resonate with your vibration of love be removed from me, so that only that which is of you dwells within. I dedicate my life to doing your works and anchoring your kingdom and glory here and wherever I am sent to express. In your name, I have asked these things, and I am forever grateful for their manifestation. And so it is, and so it was, and so it shall be. Amen. And that's the way it sounds. You're commanding it. You're creating it with the Creator. You're giving thanks to the Creator for all the things, the wonderful things, even the bad experiences, because those bad experiences are your ability to catapult, to excel in your spiritual growth. You cannot grow without them. Some of them are just really harsh, and our ability to overcome them and to see them as lessons and their opportunities for growth, that is the gratitude I'm talking about. To be able to understand that is what that's there for. Do we have any questions?
Ari?
Yes.
This is Patty.
Hey, Patty.
Hey, I have really, really been growing since these 2 phone calls. And I've been very sick I was sick for about 3 weeks, and then I got better for a few days, and then I got it back, but it's not really the same thing back, and I know in my heart of hearts that I'm purifying.
Yeah.
And it feels like, all the things that I was hanging on to that were holding me back are being taken from my body right now. And even though I'm uncomfortable, I'm in joy with all of this.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's amazing how it really works. The stuff that I'm presenting really does work. It really does. Are there other ways of doing this? Absolutely. I'm sure other people have, the other ways of praying and other ways of meditating and other ways of connecting to Source Creator. Definitely. Okay? I can only speak for what I know, right? And I can definitely attest to the fact that this works. It works. Anyone else have any questions? Thank you very much for sharing, by the way.
And thank you.
And I'm enjoy just hearing that. That just makes my day right now.
And I listen to the Kadash Kadash every night before I go to sleep. And I leave it playing all night long.
Well, make sure that you're saying it too, because that's your empowerment. Yes.
And as soon as my voice gets better, I'll be able to sing it too.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else?
I had quite an experience, realization. When we got down into the heart, I could feel pain, like my heart was longing to be loved, and I didn't realize I wasn't loving myself enough.
Yep.
And it was like, whoa,
But it's amazing when you get to that space, to that little sacred space. It's like all the love is there. Love.
It's like I need to be filled up.
You're home. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So this, just so you know again, guys, this takes practice.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we did it tonight and you felt it and it's like, oh, okay, I think I got it. You got to do it every time you get a chance. Try to at least commit to once a day. And then don't forget you do your Kadosh mantra, because that is going to be your sacred space away from your sacred space at home, your physical sacred space at home. Your vehicle, your vessel, your body will be your sacred space when you're doing the Kadosh mantra. So everywhere you go, you're opening space for Creator to be infused with you at every moment. So there are all the possibilities of the creation and all the possibilities of all these higher realms are there with you at every second. So you're always protected. See? So that's the way that works. Anyone else?
It's Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, I've got an idea. One thing that I've used with, especially with connecting with your chakras, driving time. My commute to work is an hour, both to and from work.
Wow.
And one of the things I've done is you can actually get a lot of meditation time in, as far as, connecting and feeling your chakras and getting those attuned, and using your mantra work as far as your Kadosh mantra.
Yep.
I've done things like visualize the the violet flame, there's a lot of things that you can do as you're driving, because let's face it, driving is a big time waster.
Yep.
And another thing I wanted to ask you, Ari, I think you probably got the heart meditation. Is that from the Living in the Heart from
Yes, exactly.
Melchizedek?
Exactly. That's what I was saying, that is not mine. I didn't create that. I use it. And I don't know if I recorded that or not. I might have said it prior to I started recording it. But
no, you did. Yeah,
okay, good. From Drunvalo. And it's the book is called Living in the Heart, guys. And definitely get it. It's Drunvalo Melchizedek. Yep.
Yep. Have you ever tried to do the, what was it called? The first big meditation. I just had it on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember.
The Merkaba?
Yes, the Merkaba meditation. Have you ever tried that?
No, I haven't done the Merkaba meditation. I actually activate my Merkaba. I activate my Merkaba.
Yeah, well, I've tried that, and I found that incredibly difficult with all those different steps and stuff. I was just curious if you had gone through that and actually got it to, felt comfortable doing it. Okay.
Yeah, well,
anyway, that's all
I definitely do the Merkaba activation. It's the fastest way to get your vibration up and going. I mean, once when you activate your Merkaba, it's like it's like between the difference between flying a kite and then flying one of these sonic airplanes. It's like you're really soaring real fast, where you'll actually experience beings that you're shining so brightly and soaring so high that beings of all different kinds of different, the higher dimensions, they're finding you. So when you do that, you really have to shield yourself, because everything comes to you at that point. So.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
This is Richard. I was very grateful for the prayer that you gave, and I'd like to have a printed copy of that prayer, if it's possible.
Not a problem, Richard. I will be more than happy. Do you happen to own a copy of Getting Back to Source? Because I know you bought a book, but I don't know which one.
I forgot the title of it. It's over here in the bookshelf. I haven't bought your latest book yet.
Okay,
I'll have to do that.
Okay. Well, it's in that latest book, but I will be more than happy to provide that for you, by email. How's that?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? No questions? Okay. We're good then. I'm going to close tonight's session with the Lord's Prayer in English. It's going to be a little bit varied, and then I'm going to say it in Aramaic. Okay? Our Father, who art in the heavens, let thy name be sanctified. May thy kingdom come. Let your will take place, as it is in the heavens, so also upon the earth. Give us today the bread of this day. Forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into the hands of temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Avun de Bashmaya. Nikadashama. Tete Malkuta. Nehweti Viana Haikan Advashmaya Afba Arah. Hablan Lakma Dusun Kananyaman. Washbuklan Hadain Wakdahain. Akayan Addahanan. Shwahan Lahayabain. Welatach Lalenesyuna. Elapatsan Min Bisha. Metul dilach hamalkuta wahaila wateshbukta. Lalam. Almin. Amen. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining us, and letting us be part of this. Thank you for sharing your light, holding space, making the effort, having the desire to be part of this. I commend you all, and I look forward to hearing you all again in the next call. Hopefully, it'll be. I don't know if you guys like Saturday better than Friday. It's up to you. I'd really love to know. I've only done the Saturday because the holidays, and they've fallen on a Friday. So, out of respect for you all, I've done it on Saturday. But if you guys like Saturday, I'll keep doing it on Saturday. Okay? And if you want to make a comment of which day is better, and we'll just take a poll, that'll be great too. Just go to the comment section of the group and let me know if this is a good time. But I would rather for you guys to be on the live calls because it's so much more powerful. I can definitely feel it.
That's definitely powerful.
Definitely. So thank you all, guys. And if you have any questions afterwards, then please, contact me. It would be great if you have it and you can post it in the group so then we can all, participate and understand and, just learn from each other. Okay?
All right. Can I tell you something?
Definitely.
I feel like I received a healing when I went into my heart and I felt what I was lacking, and I realized what I needed is to direct love toward myself and love myself. Definitely. It was like a healing, like an inner healing took place.
I'm telling you, when you guys get good at this, you guys are going to be soaring. You're going to be soaring. And who was speaking? Was this Todd?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. All right, Todd. By the way, speaking in tongues, I'm going to answer your question. Definitely, it's a wonderful way to connect. All right. I speak in tongues, okay? And when you're speaking in tongues, you're speaking in the language of angels.
Right.
So you may not understand what you are saying, but your soul does. How's that?
Right, exactly.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, love you very much. Thank you all. God bless you all, and I will see you next week.
Love you too. Thank you.
Take care.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.